On today's installment of the Letterboard of Truth, our quote of the day is, "Save the trauma for your mama." TLC shows come and go, but mommy issues are forever. Stitch that on a pillow, why don't ya? Speaking of mommy issues, let's revisit an old favorite of the channel, Smothered. If you've been living in a constant state of bliss and you have no idea what this show is about, Smothered is a series on TLC, no one's surprised, and it follows various mother-daughter duos who don't believe there is such a thing as too close. I beg to differ. Is that like a cooler? A gas tank? What the fuck is that? When you're literally injecting semen into your daughter to help her get pregnant, that, I would argue, is way too close. Smothered is the sister show of another TLC classic called I Love a Mama's Boy, which I've also forced you to sit through in the past. But instead of watching a grown man buy his mother lingerie, I can't believe. Today, we're gonna be following Mother Francia and daughter Paula, who do everything together. And I mean everything. Or close to everything, at least. So sit down, relax, and get ready for another episode of Hey, Let's Not Kiss Our Family. I think I age about 5 years every time I make one of these.
Oh!
While the rest of this video might leave a sour taste in your mouth, wait a sec, I thought we were watching TLC. Let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video. Love and Pies. Oh, it's an ad for Love and Pies. Love and Pies follows our protagonist, Amelia, as she navigates this very wholesome world. Playing as Amelia, you own your very own cafe, baking delicious pies and cakes on the daily, growing your business, and finding romance in the most heartwarming way. There's also a bit of cozy chaos, small town gossip, and a dash of mystery. To me, that sounds like a recipe for success. But today, I want to celebrate the second birthday of Love and Pies. And what better way to bring the magic of Love and Pies to life than to channel my inner Amelia and recreate my favorite dessert from the game. Being the domestic goddess I am, today, I'm gonna bake vanilla cupcakes. But here's how you can join in on the birthday fun. And let me tell you, there's gonna be so much happening over the next couple weeks that you don't want to miss. Love and Pies will be integrating new events, new storylines, and so many awesome rewards. You also get an exclusive in-game decoration item for free if you play the game sometime over the next few weeks. However, the excitement doesn't end there. Join the Bakeout Bash on the official Love and Pies Instagram and Facebook pages for a chance to win amazing prizes in their community contest. I'm always up for a challenge, so I want to see what amazing cakes you can create. Although I will say, my cupcakes look pretty scrumptious. Love and Pies is fun, relaxing, and perfect for those nights you want to escape to a whole new world. Love and Pies is free to download on Android and iOS. So come join me and experience the joy of baking with Love and Pies by clicking the first link in my description. Thank you to Love and Pies for supporting the channel and for allowing me and my sinners to celebrate your second birthday with you. And with that being said, let's get back to your scheduled programming. You seriously believed that I didn't know it was gonna be an ad? Consider yourself pranked. Anyway, I feel like I'm gonna get really upset at some point in this video, but do I care? Yeah, I do. Quite an interesting song choice for the beginning of a TLC video. Oh, okay, so we're just walking around in our birthday suit? I mean, that's fine. I assume she's home alone, right?
I'm Paula. I'm 27 years old.
The visual of her butt-ass naked and juicing some celery is the funniest shit I've seen in so long. It's kind of camp. And it's actually convenient if you think about it, because if she spills something, she's not gonna get her clothes messy.
In a perfect world, I would spend all the hours in the day with my mom, naked and in bed.
Naked and what? Did I hear that correctly? Ooh. Deep breaths.
Good morning. This is yours, because I know you like less.
Okay.
Okay, out of context, they look like a lesbian couple. And also, their dog is super cute. My childhood dog was a Shih Tzu and looked exactly like them. But I don't think we've properly touched on the naked thing. I get being comfortable around your parents, being close with them, but I feel like at a certain age, it's weird to be naked in front of them.
I am Francia. I am 46 years old.
She looks so good for 46. Not that it's a bad thing to look 46, but like she must have an incredible skincare routine. I want to look like her when I'm 46.
And I am the mother of this beautiful, wonderful kid, Paula.
Your kid who has no problem being naked in front of you at her big age. They do look very similar. I mean, they are mother and daughter, like mother, like daughter. They're both very pretty, but I'm getting weird vibes from them, which I guess is the point of the show.
Sometimes I ask her, are we weird?
If you have to ask that, maybe it's a time for reflection. Besides the naked thing that we've seen so far, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to be close to your parent or your child. Just, again, the nudity is a little bit odd, strange, outlandish. Come on, SAT words.
She's always been the cool mom because she's so much fun.
See, she's so much fun. She flipped her hair.
In Colombia, for you to see each other naked in your family, it's extremely common. We're even closer because of that.
Is it common? I'm gonna look that up. Common to be. I can't believe I'm Googling this. Be naked in front of your family in Colombia. So after my extensive minute and a half of research, I guess it depends on where you live in this world. Some places it's accepted, other places it isn't, like in the US or the UK. I don't know, maybe I'm just very US centric, but I don't know many people who would be okay with being naked in front of their family. But, you know, could be a cultural thing. I'm gonna let it go for now. That's fine.
Being naked with my daughter, because it's so natural for me, I feel that it's just connection. It's just, we are just one.
That was weird. All right, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be understanding, but odd. Like I said, like you shouldn't say that you are one with your daughter and being naked in the same sentence. Those shouldn't go together. But again, I'm gonna hold my judgment for now. We'll see if that happens.
I know everything about Paula. I know even when she goes and do number 2, she tells me. She's like, I'm about to do number 2. And I was like, me too, let's do it together. Okay, she ran to her bathroom, I ran to my bathroom, and I was like, okay, let's start.
Do they like race? Like who could poop the fastest? Do you think they compare toilets after they've gone like, oh, you need a little more fiber in your diet? Again, a little odd, but to each their own. I guess as a chronic undersharer, I'm not used to this level of candidness, especially between mother and daughter.
Okay, did you finish? Yes, yeah, we did it together.
Families who poop together stay together after all.
I feel we're so close because when we moved to America, it was just me and her. And I was only 9 years old. And then just having to move to a whole different country and pick up a whole other language, everything was just really hard. And we've been super close ever since.
That's good that they had each other. I think that's really sweet.
It's funny, yeah. It's like the roles are reversed. I feel like you're a kid at heart. She's youthful, she's fun, she just wants to party and play all the time. And I'm more like, yeah, like a mother.
All right, so now that we've gotten introduced to Francia and Paula, let's move on to the main clip we'll be reacting to today. But I wanted to share this so you guys had a bit more of a backstory on them. I normally don't do that in these types of videos. Context is fun once in a while. So in this next clip we'll be watching, Francia is mad at Paula because Paula crashed her date, and we'll be watching the aftermath of that. The title of this clip is I Give the Best Massages. Paula and Francia make up with a massage. So I already have doubts that this is gonna be normal, at least for me. Cowabunga.
I'm very upset at Paula. Today was embarrassing.
Hola.
Hola. Showing up like that for my first date. I don't know what's her deal, but today is being crazy.
See, usually it's the other way around in these type of shows where the mother is sabotaging their daughters or sons or their kids' dating life. But The roles are reversed where the daughter is getting possessive over the mother. That's going to be an interesting dynamic to unpack.
What was that, Paula?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was just in a silly, goofy mood.
I just wanted to see you.
You see me every single day.
We go on dates together all the time.
All the time, yes, but I need the time for
So that
myself
makes no
once in a
sense.
year.
I don't know how I feel about the double date thing with the two of them, but like, she's your mother. Like, she's a grown ass woman. Like, she is fully capable of going on a date by herself. In fact, that's probably a good thing to have separate lives from each other as close as you are. Again, this is a really interesting dynamic because it's usually the opposite.
I feel like he wasn't good enough for you.
It's a first date. You don't even know this man.
Oh, really? Just for 5 minutes did you talk to the guy?
I think you should see someone else.
After talking to him for 5 minutes. Not a good look.
I like Chris. And I want to see him again. And I want to go out with him and dance with him. Without you.
Wow.
She's like, wow, you don't want me to third wheel on your dates? That's pretty f***ed up, Mom. Like, I don't know. I kind of understand where Paula is coming from because I'm sure she's very protective over her mother. She doesn't want to see her get hurt. But you need to let your little birdie leave the nest. Again, like, it's just so weird that it's the daughter who's the controlling one and not the parent. Their boundaries with each other are really weird. Like, just because your mom doesn't want to go on dates with you, that doesn't mean she loves you any less. In fact, that's like the norm, typically.
My closeness with Paula has always affected my romantic relationships. I broke up with boyfriends because of our closeness, but I think this is showing lack of respect.
Like she just said, I think Francia is realizing that their closeness might be a little too close since it's affecting other parts of her life that are separate from Paula. And she wants a healthy separation between them, and I totally get it. They're both adults and they both should have lives independent of each other. That is healthy. And it wouldn't be just healthy to have some independence from each other. It's also exciting because they'll have other stuff to talk about, other experiences to share with each other.
What would you done if I do that to you? Huh?
I would just feel like, wow, my mommy's protecting me.
I don't think so.
Oh, like just because you'd be okay with it, Paula, that doesn't mean Francia's okay with it. You guys just have two completely different boundaries and you need to respect that.
Who has gotten into you, Paula?
I just feel like with Alejandra coming, you're not gonna have time for me at all. And now you're dating, and it's just like worrying me. It's getting to me. Like, I'm really not gonna see you again at all.
What do you mean not gonna see you? We established, like, just because you have a life outside of each other, that doesn't mean your connection is any less stronger. In fact, it'll probably make your relationship stronger. But then again, I can understand why Paula would be triggered because it seems like she has some sort of separation anxiety from her mother. Like, they immigrated to the United States together. They really only had each other for all their lives, and I guess Paula is afraid of losing Francia. So I sympathize with that, but that doesn't mean she has the right to interfere with Francia's life. I don't know, I'm just kind of sad for them. Like, there's something a lot deeper going on here.
My mom's adopting my little cousin Alejandra from Colombia. Between my mom having a dating life and Alejandra coming soon, she says she still will have all the time in the world for me, but I don't believe that at all.
You're my daughter, Paula. That's never going to change.
I just feel like it's already happening.
The abandonment issues that Paula seems to have, I'm not a psychologist, by the way, so I'm just literally armchair diagnosing her. I'm just going off of what I see. Don't take anything of what I say seriously. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a girl. But her feelings aside, it doesn't excuse Paula's behavior.
My mom keeps telling me that we're never gonna grow apart, but if she continues to go on these dates, we're never gonna see each other, and that's definitely gonna cause us to grow apart.
Your mom's gone for 2 hours to go out to eat with a guy, and that means you're never gonna see her again? Like, come on, let's be for real for a sec. While Francia is trying to have an independent life of her own, Paula should do the same thing. Get together with friends, go on dates with people she's interested in. That would be so good for her.
Let's calm down.
I'm calm.
I apologize.
Do you see my point?
I see it.
Because I don't think you do. You have to choose between either Alejandra or having a love life.
Huh? That's crazy. Because as we know, ultimatums always work and nothing ever goes wrong. Such like a weird possessiveness. It's just like so unhealthy. And it's not like comically unhealthy, like a guy buying his mother lingerie or a mother injecting semen into her daughter. It's just like sad. This episode's making me feel sad.
This is not about choosing something.
So you want to do it all?
Yeah, that's kind of what living a life is. You make a bunch of things work. You make time for things. Welcome to the real world.
Paula has this fear that she's not gonna be the only child anymore. But Alejandra's is also gonna be my daughter. Even my own time with friends. Those are part of my life. She cannot make me choose.
Fair. That's totally fair and valid.
I feel like my mom is looking for happiness outside of the relationship that we have. And the fact that she won't choose makes me very uncomfortable. She needs to understand that, you know, I come before anyone.
She doesn't need to choose, though. It doesn't make your bond with her any less special just because she's adopting Alejandra or hanging out with friends or going on dates. That's stuff you should be doing too. Maybe not the adopting part, but having a social life outside of each other, yeah, that's good. That'll be good for you. I get she's hurting, but that doesn't give her the right to be controlling and possessive over her mom.
There won't be a second date.
There won't be a second date. Not on my watch. Like, chill. God.
Yes, only if you promise massages and our nails done.
That's nice. They're gonna have a mother-daughter spa day. That sounds lovely.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, they're doing the massages on each other. That's new.
We choose massages because that's the way that we can get in contact with each other. We're very kinesthetic.
Oh, I am severely uncomfortable. You know, I'm really trying my best to be understanding, but just like at the beginning, out of context, this looks like a lesbian couple. And specifically in this shot, this looks like the intro to a lesbian adult film. Sorry, YouTube doesn't like the P word. Like straddling your topless mother. Like there's like no sense of boundaries in this relationship.
So by feeling the hands of my daughter healing me is a wonderful way to make up.
That's like what couples say about each other. Like, why are you having a romantic massage day with your daughter? I wish my Hey, Let's Not Kiss Our Family series had a theme song because this would be a perfect time to play it. Actually, just stream Sweet Home Alabama by Lynyrd Skynyrd. That'll get the job done.
Oh, yeah, qué rico. So delicious.
See?
Delicious?
Who wouldn't want a massage? Especially my kind of massage. I give the best massages, right?
Yeah, baby.
Like, if you close your eyes, it sounds like foreplay. This understanding shit is hard. I want to be a hater for a sec. Oh, God, I'm so uncomfortable. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I love giving my mom massages. I love making her feel good, and like I'm very physical.
Out of context. I'm just saying. I'm just observing what I see. This isn't a position you want to be in with your mother. No? Right?
Oh.
Is she gonna I'm sorry for the inhumane noises I'm making, but what the actual Like in some scenes, you see the mother-daughter dynamic come into play, but this, they just look like lesbian lovers. Love is love, but at what cost? Too far.
It is very important to have physical contact with my daughter after a fight. Oh, that feels amazing, baby.
You might as well have makeup sex at this point. Is that too far? Maybe.
This is usually how we make up after a fight. I need to hug her. I need to kiss her. And I know that she needs to touch my body. We love that.
So sensual. Like, this just seems like how couples make up after a fight, but they're mom and daughter. Are they in love with each other? Because now that I think about it, Paula seems like she's reacting like a jealous ex would, as opposed to a daughter at certain points. As a great philosopher once said, this is sus.
We just need to agree on everything.
I mean, it's okay to disagree.
No, we need to agree on everything.
Especially when you're being a little...
Oh, that's just like so manipulative. Like, oh, you know, let's just not argue. Let's just agree on everything. Like, what? And like, Francia's trying to get her back down to earth, be like, hey, like, we can disagree on certain stuff, but Paula's like, no. No. Shh, Mom, it's okay. Let me just rub your back sensually.
I adore my daughter, but sometimes we need some separation because I deserve a man.
Yeah, you need some separation. Big time. Like I said, it would be healthy. It would give you more things to talk about, and you'll have some independence. I don't know. Sounds like a pretty good idea.
I deserve to have fun and to be in love again.
You do. You do, Francia. You deserve good things.
Next time I'm not gonna tell you where I'm located so you get lost.
I have your location on my phone, so it's all good.
That's right.
Francia's gonna throw her phone in a f***ing lake. But yeah, it's weird. Like, don't follow your mom and try to sabotage her love life. Get a hobby. Get some friends. Get a life outside of each other. Typically, I feel bad for the kid and I'm angry at the parents when I watch these sort of TLC shows, but today I'm feeling the opposite, and it's just like so strange to me, because like they said, the roles are reversed between them, where Paula acts more like the mom and Francia acts like the daughter. I could totally see that vibe.
I would love if my daughter will find more life outside of my center. I would love to have her own friends and date and just live her life.
You deserve to put your foot down and say, hey, this is my life. This is how I'm going to live it, whether you like it or not. I love you, but I need my independence. Put your big girl panties on and set some boundaries, Francia.
I love you.
They look like they're cuddling, like they're post-coitus? Is that the word? Hold on. Coitus. Okay, sexual intercourse. Yep, they look so post-coitus coded right now. Say that 5 times fast. Post-coitus coded right now. Like post-cunnilingus, post-strapalingus. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Oh, the dog! Even the dog is judging them. Oh, the dog is so freaking cute, though. This episode should have been dedicated to the dog by itself. Like, look at that little face. Oh, makes me miss my childhood dog. Rest in peace, Queen.
Mi cejoncita.
Okay. That was odd, strange, weird. But what are my final thoughts? That was a lot. Emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, even I'm feeling aches in my chest. I think Paula has a very, very unhealthy attachment with her mother, and I think Francia is starting to realize that. But you know, it's your daughter. You don't want to break her heart. You don't want to upset her, but Francia deserves to put her foot down and draw the line. You know, it's not okay for your daughter to come crash your date, and Paula needs a life of her own. She's 27. You know, she should be out there, you know, hanging out with friends, going on dates if she wants. They need a life separate from each other, and I hope they're able to find that. I feel like I wasn't as much of a hater this episode just because I could see the pain that's there between them and individually. So I do wish both of them the best. Just maybe tone down the nudity and the sensual massages. Other than that, I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. If there are any other TLC shows you'd like me to react to, let me know down below. And in general, if you'd like to see me talk about anything in particular going forward, I have a Google form linked in the description where you could submit your video ideas. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a tiny thumbs up and subscribe down below. Make sure you massage that like and subscribe button like Paula and nope. And thank you again to Love and Pies. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Bye! I am severely uncomfortable.